I'm going to play.
Hey, yo, look, I gotta have this bandana on because I'm downstairs. I'm in the studio, this house studio. I'm about to do some, some shit upstairs. Come on, what up, homie? Shut up, man. Let's see what we got here. You gotta unmute yourself, my brother.
That is so dope.
Oh, you see who it is? I think I see who it was. Yeah. Yeah. We're bringing the party to you. Come on, easy. Come on. Oh, yeah, Cody, come on. And look, I got Lord Jamal just popped up right now. Lord Jamal. What's up, Paul? Hey. What's good?
I love it. All right, so for those that didn't understand what they were listening to, we're gonna tell y'all in a second. That was a little bit of the verified podcast of my boy right here. So as we do, welcome to the Indie Rollout exclusive. I am your girl, your hostess. I am Rema the Great, and today we are talking to my boy Jopaul. But before I get into that, I have a couple words I want to say. I just want to drop some of his accolades down so y'all can understand we're talking to a legend today. You heard? All right, first and foremost, he was featured in the Hype magazine. He was featured in Hip Hop Weekly. He's been on Hot 97. He was in the Apollo Theater. He was on the Billboard magazine, the Source magazine. I don't think there's many more things I can cover, but he was on everything. You understand me? And I got him here today on the Indie Rollout exclusives. You understand me? 20 years in the game. He's an artist turned journalist. I appreciate you. I love you. This is one of my friends. My social media friends. I could call you friend. One of my social media mentors. Nobody even know these things, right? But I adore you, Jopaul. Welcome to Indie Rollout.
Oh, thank you for having me. You are far too kind. I don't know how we are gonna top that intro right there. That was class A right there, and you hit it right. You hit it right on the head. And let me just say, as much as you say I'm a mentor to you, you are also a mentor to me because I've seen you for so long, and I've seen your grind and your hustle, and it's exquisite. And the one thing I have to say is, don't ever stop with your consistency because it's perfect.
Thank you, and I will not. I have no choice. I have to. We have to eat. You
There
know
you
what I'm
go.
saying? We
There you go.
gotta
Hey,
eat.
someone's got to pay these bills.
Somebody got to pay.
Lights ain't gonna turn on by themselves.
So let's get right into it. Staten Island. So we know that
Shaolin Shoo.
New York always like kind of pushes Staten Island to the side.
Yeah,
But
y'all fucking hate us. What the hell? Like we're the forgotten borough. Like I mean, I know, I know that Wu-Tang came out like over 20 years ago and stuff like that. But you know, Staten Islanders need love too. I mean, you guys should stop pushing us so far away. I know we have hella Trump supporters here, and I hate it just as much as you do. But we need love too, and we got a lot of talented people in Staten Island, and
including yourself.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely. See, I have to tell my mom that somebody else besides her said that I have talent. So this is great. This is phenomenal. But yes, Staten Island. For some reason, Staten Island is always left out of the equation. People think that we're like soft, or we're like backwards, or we're like damn near Jersey. I don't know why there's such a negative thing with Staten Island. That's why I kind of champion the people in Staten Island so hard, so that they kind of have somebody to look forward to that's going to big them up, because nobody sticks together, like they used to back in the day. So I kind of try to lead by example, and hopefully somebody will notice. If not, I'll be making a lot of noise.
It is what you've been making noise. I'm just saying you've been making a lot of noise. Let's get into it. I got some questions for you. So this, in the honor of how I do things here on Indie Rollout Exclusives.
Let's go.
I asked you one question that's really awesome, and then I asked you a really silly question, and we go back and forth like that throughout the rest of the interview. Are you ready?
I am ready.
So my first question to you is, when was the first time? No, that wasn't the question.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry.
It's good to know that. When was the first time you ever fell in love with hip hop?
The first time I ever fell in love with hip hop. It's probably a combination of things, and I love that question because I've often asked that question on my show, and I've always thought about it while I'm, asking it, like, what would be the answer that I would say? Um, the earliest memory is probably the first time I fell in love with it when me and my twin brother discovered breakdancing. And it would probably be either watching Beat Street or Break, and rest in peace to Shabba-Doo. We lost a great in the hip hop culture,
Right.
from Ozone. So probably because I was a dancer, like I embraced a lot of elements of the
I
hip
was
hop
gonna ask
culture.
you about this because I seen choreography on your bio, and I'm like, choreographer.
Yeah, listen,
What's up?
you gotta wear many hats. You gotta be able to make as much money as possible from different angles. So
Yes,
it's like if
sir.
I could add with choreography or save money, because I am Jewish, so I am about my pennies. So if I can choreograph my own dance, that means that I could save a couple $100s with having to, hire.
Somebody instruct you. Right.
Exactly. But my earliest memory is probably um, when me and my brother were like listening to our first like Ice-T record, and my parents, when they brought us to like the record store, they were like, oh, because we were like, we want to break dance, we need hip hop, we need rap music. They were like, oh, this seems unalarming. Ice-T. Okay,
Right.
Ice-T, sweet. Little did they know we were running around the house, like yelling the N word, and we got a beating, and then we got sat down and we had to watch every session of Roots. And believe you me, we learned that we do
Not to
not
say
say
no
that
more.
word. Yeah. Oh no, never, never, never. So my earliest memories is probably me and my brother breakdancing across the street from our house on a cardboard box with the older kids while bumping some Ice-T in the biggest boom box you could possibly imagine. From that point on, I was hooked.
Mm. All right.
So, so a combination of those things, because Ice-T was the rapper, in
At the
breaking,
time.
on
Right.
stage. So,
Right.
we watched for the credits. We're like, oh yeah, we need that, to dance, So there you go. That
All
was the
right.
birth of my love for hip hop.
Oh man, that's dope. So the next question is
Silly
name a
question. Let's go.
food. Name a food you can eat for the rest of your life without getting tired.
Let's see. What's that stuff I used to eat all the time back in the day? Pussy. No, no. um, listen, you said anything goes on this show. So, what food would I eat? And it's so funny that my next answer probably totally contradicts what I just said. But
What is it?
now, okay. So this is it. I'm going to ask you a question upon a question from your question.
Okay.
Now, if I say tuna fish, am I allowed to have mayo also, or I could only have tuna? Because if I can
Well,
only have
because
tuna without the mayo, then that wouldn't be the food that I want to eat. Sorry if I'm being very specific, but
no, I think tuna fish, when you think tuna fish, you think with mayo. You don't think without mayo. But there's a lot of
yeah,
people that eat
there's a lot of
tuna
people that do eat it without
fish
mayo.
without mayo, like in a
Yeah,
salad and stuff.
yeah,
You know
they're
what I mean?
crazy. Yeah, they're crazy to eat tuna without mayo. It tastes so much better.
But I don't think it contradicts because I think coochie is fishy, depending on who it is. But you wouldn't want to eat fishy coochie.
That's why I said I was like, my answer is probably going to contradict it, but yeah. So nice tasting pea and nice tasting tuna with mayo.
All right.
So yeah. So if I had to, then tuna fish would probably be that, because it gives you, a sense of protein. It does taste good,
Yes.
although I
Yes.
ate it every single day in like the first 7 months of the pandemic, and now I'm sick of it. So maybe I need to change my answer.
Yeah, because you
Hmm.
would get sick of it if you ate it for the rest of your life.
Well,
Like
you
some
said
people.
you said I have to choose. So if I have to choose one thing, it's like, okay, it gives me nutrition, and if it's the only thing I can eat, then I might as well eat some tuna fish.
Okay, so tuna it is.
Yep.
All right, so
There
we're
you
gonna
go.
we gonna go on with the next question. Next question is, when did you know that you were an artist? When did you discover that you can rap, you can do whatever you do? When did you discover that? And what happened? What was going on when you discovered it?
Okay, this is going to be like a multi-leveled answer also, but you weren't going to get anything simple from me. Yeah, you ever get those artists that are like, when I was like 13, yeah, I knew I wanted to rap. I was doing my thing. I was nice, and there you have it. It's like, yo, it's like, give me some substance. My parents would say that I've always had what's called chutzpah. It's a Jewish word that means like I have the nerve, or I have the balls to do
Balls.
anything.
I got
Um,
chutzpah. I
yeah,
got chutzpah.
definitely 100%. So I always wanted to be like on stage, and I guess it was probably because my sister was like on stage as like an actress, like not professional, but like in like the school shows, um and in gymnastics, she was on like a champion team and stuff like that, and then that led me to wanting to be on a gymnastics champion team, and I was. So once I got a taste of like winning, it's like anything that kind of shined the light on me, I liked. And I know that might sound a little braggadocious, but I like the way it felt. I mean, you can't blame me for like enjoying the high that I got.
Right.
It was a subconscious
I
thing.
didn't even know it.
Exactly.
That
And
happened to me. That happened to me recently.
tell me about it.
My
Tell
uncle
all your
had
lovely viewers about it.
my uncle had pulled up a picture of when I was a little girl, about 4 or 5 years old, and in the picture I was in front of the church holding a microphone. Instantly seeing that picture 30 some odd years later, I'm like, oh my God, I remember that feeling. And now look at me as a performer, as a comedian, as a hostess. I understand where it came from. I remember the feeling of wanting to go to church just to get on the microphone because my grandmother used to take us to church. And now that's all I wanted to go to church for, was to get on the microphone and fake sing. But I didn't care. And it's weird, how we get in this nostalgia, you know?
No, I mean, listen, a picture can dredge up that exact feeling, and it's like, I was a star and I didn't even know it. Based on
Right.
that, it's like that was exactly. Oh, I see a whole bunch of my people, are chiming in over here. What up? What up? What up? Um, I mean, it was probably from the early when I was breakdancing. It was like you're in the center, everyone's looking at you, and I was always very acrobatic, so I always incorporated that with my breakdancing. So it's like I guess that was like my showmanship, and people might be like, "Oh,
Right.
he's a show off," but I'm like, "Yo, I feel good when I get acknowledged by you motherfuckers that
Right.
can't do it." It's like those
Right.
that can't do it judge.
Right. Right. All
So
right.
probably then I didn't rapping didn't come till like years later, like, and I definitely owe a lot of it to Wu Tang. Not like I'm connected to them at all, but because they're from Staten Island, I literally said this on my last podcast. Because they're from Staten Island, anyone that ever wanted to aspire to be something more than just a regular person now had proof of concept. Like, oh,
Correct.
people
Correct.
from Staten Island can make it. Because it's not like, I mean, Alyssa Milano was from Staten Island. She never promoted that. Christina Aguilera, was in Staten Island. She never
Wow.
promoted that. So it's like
Right.
there's a lot of people that came from Staten Island that basically said, fuck it. Once
But
I'm
if
out of
they're
here,
from
I'm
if
from
they
New York.
right,
You
if
know?
they're from the Bronx or from Harlem or from Brooklyn, they're
Yeah, they
quick to
rep that.
say
They
from
rep
Queens.
that to death.
Right. 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 I get it. So
So
my
that's why
next
I rep so.
question,
That's why I rep so hard for Staten Island because motherfuckers forgot about us.
it's okay.
We
My
here
next
now.
question is, who was your childhood celebrity crush? Who did you
Ooh.
have a crush on when you was a kid? Your biggest crush?
Um. Samantha Fox was definitely one of them. I don't. Do I need to sing one of her songs so you know who it is? She sang like I wanna have some fun. I wanna have some fun. Move my body before your time. Um. Uh.
I know that song.
Christina Applegate definitely because from Married with Children because she had like the sexiest posters that I put on my wall. Um. So yeah, those were probably my celebrity crushes. I'm trying to think who else. I was a horny little motherfucker, so I know that there was a lot of them. Hmm. I'm trying to think like what was like a notable one. I mean, to say Pamela Anderson was like, that's
Everybody though.
yeah, it's very very
Everybody.
cliche. I was
Right.
more into Carmen Electra than I was Pamela Anderson, but um, Kathy
She did
Ireland,
quite a few. Huh?
Kathy Ireland, definitely.
Okay.
She was the kicker in Necessary Roughness, and now she's a $1 billion like producer extraordinaire. Like she's among the elites, which is crazy. So if you're listening, Kathy, I am available.
Come get him. Come get him. All right. So my next question is, what inspires you to create or write? Like what motivates, what inspires you? How do you get in the mode? Like, does an event happen and you're like, I gotta write this shit down. This is crazy.
What motivates me? Because a lot of cocaine. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Totally kidding. Kids, don't do drugs. Let drugs do you. Um, what? But it's a great question because there's a lot of things that do motivate me. I'll hear like a fire verse that somebody spits, and it could be one of my boys, from one of their songs, or something from like yesteryear that I'll just be stumbling upon, and it'll make me want to go hard with the pen
Mm,
and start writing. Also, if I'm in a certain mood, like I use it almost like a therapy session. It's like let me or like a diary where I'm just like let me find the beat that matches my mood and matches exactly what my mood calls for. I always say I was having this conversation with Capone on my podcast that in the movie soundtrack of my life, what kind of beat and what kind of scene am I trying to portray at this time? So the beat will kind of motivate me to write certain things down, but there's also certain producers, instrumentals that I know their lane, so I'll go to that and I'll say, okay, I know that this is that type of genre that I want to write about right now because my mood is I feel like killing everybody, so I need something
right.
murderous. Or, I feel like I just slayed, two girls back to back. I feel like talking about some pimp shit, so I know I'm going to go here. But really, what motivates me is when I see other creatives take their hobby to the next level.
Nice.
That inspires the shit out of me. So
Nice.
it's like I feed off of that, especially if I had something to do with it. Like if I said something that made them go that much harder, or
Right.
or not quit, or they were on the verge of possibly hanging it up, and because I said, "Don't be a dickhead, don't do that," you
Right.
know,
Keep going.
it
Keep going.
right. So that inspires me all the time, and the tenacity of the underdog is is what fuels my fire to keep on
Hmm.
going because I have been in this game for a long time and there's been a lot of times that I've wanted to hang it up. I've been, robbed, bamboozled, fucked over, like everything you could think of, other than getting gang raped, and
Right.
anyone that has that is not a joke. Please seek help. I'm sorry. But so the underdog is who I want to win
Right.
because the people that are winning right now, some of them shouldn't be. And just because they had a creative budget or they knew somebody who blew somebody who knew somebody,
That blew
yeah,
somebody, and they knew
exactly.
this. No,
So
I get it.
the underdog is the fuel for my fire, is the blood that feeds my vampiric, spirit.
So,
But that's very
with that
poetic.
being said,
I need to write that down.
you got it. You got listen. You could get the link. You can watch this over and over again and write down all of your dope quotes. I'm a dope quotist. I know that's probably not a word, but I make up the words
I like
as
it.
I
I love
go.
it. I use fake words on my podcast all the time. What's your favorite?
I'm,
What's your favorite quote?
my favorite quote to say for me.
Yeah. And
Um.
it could be one that you've heard or one that you've created or made up.
Oh wow. I'm dope. You could quote me on that. That's the one that I say everywhere, all day, everywhere, everything. When it comes to other people, one of my favorites as of late is you can change. Wait, you can't change the people around you, but you can change the people around you. And it's
That
one of those things that is just powerful. I like powerful stuff. Thank you.
that's fire. That's
Thank
fire.
you. And that's not my quote. That is definitely somebody else's quote. But I think that it resonates with me a lot. Being as a community leader, being a mentor, dealing with different people, and understanding that I knew I was from somewhere else, and it wasn't
That
until
shit
I
was fucking hard. That was fucking hard. You can't change the people around you, but you can change the people. Damn, that
I'm gonna
hits right
send
there.
you
I
who wrote
like
that. I
that.
believe it was like
I
a philosopher or son. I got you though,
I
but
like
it
that. I
ain't about
like
me
that.
today. I got you.
Hey,
um,
listen, right now, I see it's just as much as a conversation. What I do in my podcast is my slogan is I tell my story while learning yours. So I would like to learn just as much as you're learning about me because
I'm
the
with it.
people should know how fucking amazing you are. And if they don't, they're gonna know after this show. And if not, after COVID's over, when we could be in person, I'm gonna show up to their house and I'm gonna kick them in the throat.
That's it. That's what we
I'm gonna
do. You
drink
know
to
what I'm saying?
that.
We knock them doors down, yeah. So my next question to you is if your life had a theme song, what would it be?
Okay, it's probably all right. There's I mean, I literally I should not try to think of the answer because the answer already came to me. So anything that I say else would be probably bullshit, and I'm just trying to,
Right.
gain
Whatever came up
get it.
first.
It's a song by Smooth the Hustler and has DV Alias Christ on it, and it goes, "My everyday lifestyle ain't nothing but a hustle, gambling, slanging, doing things, nobody move a muscle. My everyday lifestyle ain't nothing but a hustle, gambling." That song probably, is probably one of the songs that I see if I ever made a movie to my life, that would probably be the intro song to me doing it
Right.
because that resonates, pretty hard.
Mm,
Strength,
good.
nobody move a muscle. Yeah, that one definitely.
All right. So let's dig into it. Let's dig into it. Verified. Let's talk about verified. All right.
Verified,
First and foremost,
verified,
let's
and
go into
verify.
this. Let's go. When you got verified, I think we were friends either right after or right before. I don't remember, but we was friends for a
I
long
think I
time.
think we were friends before. I think there's something wrong with your connection. I'm not sure if you've seen like me move like
I can see you move fine. You're
okay.
fine.
Oh well, you're pretty fine yourself. Damn, thank you, girl.
You gotta stop. Ain't no rings. Ain't no rings. You gotta stop. No, I'm just playing.
Shit.
Um,
Listen. We're keeping it all positive here, except for a COVID test.
my dad watches this show. My dad says I flirt with everybody.
You should, and it's a polite flirt. It's a I'm a flirt with you, but you can't get these goodies unless you work for it, type of thing. So you know,
All right. So, yeah. So verified. So you got verified. I hit you up instantly. Like, what did you do? What can I do? I want to be verified too. And then,
and,
and
and
then
I
after.
gave you the most honest answer that I could because I didn't even know how it happened. And I'll tell you the story now that we're talking. I could and without doing a 60-second recording and then being like, oh fuck, I gotta talk again. So this is what happened. I got a call on a Sunday in. I mean, I don't even remember what month it was, but I was home and I was wrecked. It was like in the middle of the afternoon, and it was either all zeros or it said unavailable. I can't remember because it was a couple of years ago now. Now the only people that call like that is people from jail. So, and I had a couple of friends, that were locked up at the time. So I was like, all right, it's fucking Sunday. I'm wrecked. Let me, let me pick up, one of my boys. Yeah, I'll accept the charges, whatever. But I pick up and it's Bob, and it's Bob from whatever company, as Instagram. And I was like, yeah, all right. I was like, what can I do for you, Bob? He's like, listen, I just want to let you know that you have been recommended for a verification badge. I was like, Bob. I was like, what do you need from me? I was like, how much is this going to cost?
Let's get to
Just,
the bullshit,
yeah.
right?
Let's just get to the meat and potatoes right here. And he's like, sir, no, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. And I'm like, Bob, listen. I was like, I'm a business guy. You're a business guy. I was like, listen, ain't nobody doing nothing for nothing. And I'm not Italian. I'm Jewish, but I put on that, Italian mobster. Like, yeah. I was like,
Absolutely.
tell me what you're doing over here. What are we doing? You need something from me? And he's like, listen. He's like, you've been recommended, for a verification badge. I just need to verify, who you are, and I need certain pieces of ID. I was like, Bob. I was like, you need my credit card number, don't you? And he's like, sir. He's like, sir, it
Direct
doesn't work like that.
deposit.
It doesn't work. I was like, Bob. I was like, how'd you get my number? He's like, listen. He's like, you've been recommended by 2 or 3 people, so far, and we've just been backlogged. And you should have been verified a few months ago, but we're getting to it now. So I just need to verify who you are. I was like, Bob. I was like, you need my social, don't you? And he's like, sir, he's like, I just need to know that you are who you are on the other end of this phone. I was like, Bob, I was like, you sure this is not going to cost anything? Because I'm thinking he's scamming me. I'm a
Right.
street kid. It's like
Right.
you can't
Right.
you can't
We
fuck with me. Like,
instantly. It's instant.
yeah.
Right.
So anyway, he's like, listen, he's like, I need wait, what did he say to me? He was like, listen, we have your Billboard article, we have your Teen People article. Did you used to be known as Lyric Enforcer? And I was like, I'm sorry, Bob. How may I help you? Like my whole shit changed because it was like at that time it was like how are you going to call and then know that I
You
was
was
lyric
me.
enforcer,
Yes,
like for,
yes.
even though I was for, since, 96 to like 2011, 12. Like I only, like Jopaul is a total like rebrand, and we'll get into that, later in the show, if you'd like, if it's one of your questions. So he's like, listen, we need, he's like, here's the number. I need you to text your two forms of ID, so I know that it's you, and that's it. And I was like, okay. And I was like, fair deal. And then just as like a joke at the end, like I was like, Bob, I was like, you sure you don't need any money? He's like, this. He's like, have a good day, sir. And he hung up on me. So, but I text the number. I text my ASCAP card and my passport, because it's like they can't do anything with that, unless they're going to
Right,
create a passport. Like there's already two of me out there, me and my twin brothers. So what are you going to have, a third person running out there?
right,
You
right.
know. Um, and then 6 hours later, I was verified. And I was just like, holy shit. I was like, this is some cool shit. But now I hear you can submit for it, like actually through Instagram
So
or
they have a
or or
submission.
something of that nature.
So they have a submission form. So what I found out, right? Because I know everybody is listening with a close ear. What I found out was
Yeah,
that you
I'm
do
sorry.
not.
I don't have the secret sauce, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I thought you did too. That's why I hit you up instantly. Like I was like, yo, I don't know many people that can, but I realized what it is. It's a publication plus a website plus everything have to have your name. So the same name cross board plus website plus they be taking confidence and mistaking it for arrogance. Shake my head. I don't know what that was about. But
What you
so
talking about, Willis?
I think it's slow on their end. I think they're seeing things slow. So
Oh, okay.
so yeah, I'm I'm sure that you need to have all of those things straight across the board in order to get it. So I think that that's the only thing that's kind of stopping me right now. But I ain't, but I stay
From
on.
what I heard through the grapevine, this is what I heard, and this is for everybody. Because if you, the one thing he said is that, I said, why are you calling me, to the guy, and he said, listen, everybody that should be verified will be verified eventually, and keyword should be, so what I've heard through the people that have been verified, um, they had to have at least 5 to 10 nationally syndicated publications talking about them. So, like those magazine articles, but they have to be credited, though. There's only certain ones that they consider valid, and this is all hearsay. So, don't go and spend thousands of dollars trying to get publications done and stuff like
Right,
that.
right,
Uh,
right,
it doesn't matter how many fucking followers you have on Instagram. That is not a metric that they look at, because I've seen people with 1 million followers that are not verified, and I've seen people with 6,000 followers that are verified. So stop buying all those fake followers, you motherfuckers out there.
right. Tell
Uh,
them.
um, and you should be verified on Facebook and Twitter before Instagram, so that you have a good case, like that, of like, listen, I'm verified on these platforms. I should be verified on
Were
Instagram. It's
you
like,
verified on Facebook and Twitter before
yeah,
they contacted you? What
yeah.
was the procedure for that? The process for those two?
I had to fill out a form. Okay, so with Facebook, I can't remember the process, because that was the first thing I ever got, that was verified, and I think I just filled out a form, and I don't remember, to tell you the truth. Twitter, it was a little bit more difficult, because when Twitter was like popping, this was like maybe 2014, maybe 2015. I had a lot of things going on. I had shit everywhere, videos popping all over the place, and the problem was that my metrics, or my algorithms, were fucked up, because there's a Swedish topless model named Jopaul, and she's this female redhead with the most perfect titties I've ever seen, and I almost didn't want to, I was like, I can't beat this girl. Like,
Right.
her titties are better than any of my songs. Like, so, but I use that as, a reason why people can't find me, because
There's
somebody
someone else
shares,
had.
right?
Come on
Someone
with it.
has the same name as me. And I use the fact that, I've been in the game for X number of years, was in a rap group, have this publication, that publication. It's kind of like lay all your cards out on the table and hope they accept it. But it took me like like 4 times, like, and you have to wait like 3 months every single time they deny you. So, so when I got verified on Twitter, you know, that was phenomenal. And I don't even use Twitter anymore. It's crazy.
Me neither. It's weird. I used to have 52,000 followers on there, and I deleted the page like 2 years ago. I didn't use it. Um, I had a lot
Yeah,
of followers on there.
I get sick of the algorithms with the politics, because it's like there's certain shit that pops up on Facebook and Twitter that like I shouldn't be seeing. I don't want to be seeing that shit, and I don't know what kind of matrix, they're running on me. But I want
It's
to take the
weird.
pill that makes you wake up, and I want to see the
Clock
truth.
out.
Yeah,
Clock out. It's
exactly.
just another. It's all the same thing. You ask me. I really do believe it's all the same. So a little bit more about Verified, the podcast. Before I even get into another silly question. Um, so how do you go about doing your interviews? Like, I don't know how you pick them, but they're quite interesting. So how do
Oh,
you go
thank you.
about picking the people for Verified
Um,
podcast?
I love anybody with a story to tell. It's great if I already know the story, because I have been in the music industry since like around 96, 97, or I should say like competitively like 99, 2000. Like first couple of years, I was just, bullshit rapping, trying to do my thing with the kids, on the streets. I like people that have genuine stories, and that have kind of legendary status. I mean, obviously, I want the biggest names possible, but also I have relationships with a lot of people that I formed before I even had Verified, just
Right.
because I'm a nice guy. You attract more bees with honey than with vinegar.
Right.
So there's no reason to be a dick to people. You just be nice to them. Most of the time,
Right.
they will not pay you any mind. But if they do, the one thing they're gonna remember is if you were a dick or not. And if you were a nice person, they're gonna be like, oh, like he was a fucking sweetheart. Like, that we can, that
Yes,
defense wall
absolutely.
is
Absolutely.
knocked down. So forming relationships is extremely important in whatever industry, or genre of music, or genre period, that you're trying to do. So all of these people I've had relationships with for years, I was like, let me just utilize it. And I can't go out and make money during COVID because the clubs are closed, and
Right.
motherfuckers don't want to put masks on. They just want to keep throwing these secret parties and
Right.
possibly infecting people and then bringing it home to mom and dad and grandma, and you fucking killing people. So indirectly, you should be charged with involuntary manslaughter.
Yeah.
So that's a whole nother question. That's a whole nother discussion.
Yes.
Verified.
Yes. Back to Verify. How did Verify
It,
come about? What made you
so
sit back and say, I want a show and I'm gonna name it Verified?
okay,
How did that come about?
so I have a business partner that owns a real successful promotional radio network and magazine, and he wears a whole bunch of umbrellas. So his name is Jonathan Wright. Shout out Big John Stud, for resultsandnohype.com. And we've been dealing with each other for maybe like 6 or 7 years. Very, very genuine guy. Believed in my success, my rebrand from Lyric into Jopaul. And through the years, we've developed, a relationship where we bounce ideas off of each other. And during the time, right before COVID hit, like we were like, something like it'd be great, because he interviewed me on his show called The $1,000,000 Mindset. And afterwards, I was like, I want to start interviewing people on The $1,000,000 Mindset.
Okay.
Except, and it's good because I'm verified. And it was like, boom. He was like,
Verified.
he was like, maybe we should do your own show. And I was like, I'd love my own show, and we were like, I have a lot of relationships, and they're all verified people,
Right. Right.
and then he was like, we should put together the show where you do it, only verified people you interview.
Mm.
It was done right
So
then and
you
there.
only interview verified people?
I only interview verified people, but I found a loophole, and I hope they won't hear this. But let's say like someone like you, I want to get on the show, but you're friends with somebody that's verified. We interview them together, but we tell your story at the same time. So you're a co-host.
I got somebody. I got somebody.
Okay, as long as well, listen to the criteria so see if it's a it's viable. So I like anyone with a story to tell. I like anyone that has substance and has done something kind of monumental within their genre. Like it can't be one of these people that just bought their blue check because we all know that that shit can happen. So it's like some of those people just don't have a compelling story, but
Yes.
everyone that I've interviewed, I've vetted out beforehand. And there was even a bunch of interviews that I did before a lot of the famous people that I've interviewed. And unfortunately that was on, and they were all awesome. And I wish I had those because that was so pivotal in my beginning, but it was on an old hard drive that crashed. And now I have to redo those. But every single person, I make sure of their story beforehand. I'm like, send me your EPK and let me do my due diligence because
Right. Right.
I'm not jumping into bed with nobody that, I don't know, if they're clean. I need to know. I need to know what's up. I need to know if there's even a story to tell. I don't want to sit there like, uh,
Right. Right.
yeah,
Right. Ask the question and they go into dumb mode.
exactly. I love people in the hip hop or music industry because it's what I can most easily relate to. But what I've realized is that everyone has a story. Everyone has a come up. If there's light that I can shed on their accolades through my funny, drunken, smoking stupor, that I'm going to find a way to do it and make it appealing to people. And I have a blast while doing it. So
Right.
that's really how Verified came to be. And because of COVID and I can't go out and hustle and,
This
perform
is
at the
the
clubs
best.
or do appearances, I'm
Right.
like, let me sit on Zoom and fucking talk to people because I'm
This
lonely
is
over
the
here.
best.
Like I'm single and lonely and isolated. Like, damn.
Oh, I
Oh, when
get it.
COVID's over, I'm gonna be a fucking jackrabbit. Oh, it's
Don't nobody want to come no Staten Island. I'm telling you that right now. You ain't getting no booty in Staten Island right now. They ain't coming out there.
you see what I'm saying? Because we have a bad name.
No
But I'll
booty coming
treat you
out
right
there.
though. If you want to come to Staten Island, I will treat you right. Ladies that are listening,
Yeah, I
I'm
hear
lonely.
that.
But I need to see a negative COVID test within 24 hours and no playing
Yo, I
games.
seen that on a dating app. Somebody really put that on their dating app that that's a requirement at this point. Like we are at a place where getting a negative COVID test is next to having a negative STD test as well.
It
Like I want
it,
the
it
two
it's
proof.
it's serious. I mean, I can understand it because so let me share some personal details. I don't know if you've like seen how neurotic I get with people who don't wear masks or anything like that. I'm sure you can realize. But my father had open heart surgery like a couple of months ago. And during the recovery of the surgery, my mom is 4'7" and they're in their 70s. So she's still very strong, but my father did all the heavy lifting and stuff like that. So with him out of it, his immune system is compromised.
Yes.
I'm there 4 days a week, a little bit less now because he's recovered, but I'm there 4 days a week, taking care of him, washing him, cleaning his
Right.
butt after he takes a poopy. You know, I
Right.
have to be there, masked up. If I get a fucking cold and I give it to him, he's
That's
done.
just yeah.
And that's just a cold. We're talking about, that on steroids, like with a fucking evil sorcery behind it called COVID. So people that weren't wearing masks, I can't be around anyone. So I just chose, okay, I'm gonna isolate. I'm gonna literally shut down. And I did that the end of February last year. So I've been like it's surprised that I am not like lost it completely. A lot of weed and a
Have you
lot of
been outside at all?
yeah, I go to my parents' house
Okay. Okay. And then back home.
and then back home. If I have to go to the store, most of the time I get food delivered to me because I don't want to travel, any more than I really have to because this is serious. I don't feel like getting sick. I have like 17 to 20 stairs that you have to walk up to get here. If I get COVID, I'm not going to be able to walk up and down the stairs to go and bring supplies up and down. And I live by myself. So I'm going to have COVID and be miserable by myself. No, 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 stay away. I want to go back to the days of like, just worrying about like, herpes and gonorrhea, not fucking COVID.
Yeah, regular shit, UTIs and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just not, I mean, just not herpes because you keep that forever like luggage.
And not HIV and AIDS either.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Not
No.
that. We don't want that. No. Maybe
I
two or
can't.
three shots. I take a 2 or 3 shot kind of thing.
You know what's crazy? Like, I mean, now that they have discovered they have the vaccine for COVID, I'm surprised they can't use the same technology to create a vaccine for AIDS now.
We gonna just go to the next question. That's what we about
Let's
to do.
go.
We gonna go. We got they did
I'm
that
there
in
already.
60 days. We just gonna go
Yeah.
to the next question. Because to me, all viruses matter.
I'm dead.
Yo, all
I'm dead.
right. So next question. Name 3 things you would never, you would never spend money on.
Pussy. Um, an overpriced car. I'll just say an overpriced material thing. Like, I mean, because a car or watch, like, you know, 3 things I would never spend money
Okay.
on. I would never pay. All right, I got it. So I would never spend money on an overpriced materialistic thing. So
Yes.
car, house. Like, I'm
Sneakers,
not gonna.
jewelry,
Yeah,
anything.
I'm not gonna buy a Rick Ross house just so I could say I got the biggest backyard in America. You know,
Right.
I've never paid for pussy, so that's prostitute, lap dance, massage, that with the happy ending. Never, and I pride myself on that shit. Like, I don't find. I mean, I respect strippers and I love the way they dance because I used to be a dancer, so I respect them and they got to make their money. But I will never pay for a lap dance. It's more fun to get a regular chick that I say, yo, let's role play, and I'm gonna be the I'm gonna be the guy that walks into the strip club and you're the stripper. Go get a nice little outfit on. Let me throw some dollars at you. So
Right. Your
with
girl.
a regular girl rather than a girl that I know that is there to, you know, kind
Take
of
your money.
create,
Not like you.
take my money, create a fantasy, tell me any and everything that I want to hear, and I can't fuck her at the end of the night. You know, I mean, and there's nothing sexier than watching, them pull out the Windex and spray the pole and then wash it down. There's nothing sexier than that. So that just doesn't put me in like a mood where I'm like, yeah, come and ride me and leave glitter everywhere and take $30 to $40 and then tell me you love me and
They
you've now
smell like peaches.
right, and now you've
They all smell
crushed
like fruit.
right, and now you've crushed my cock in my jeans that now I have no sensitivity to at all because it's not like you can go in anywhere. It's just being fucking broken by your fucking twerking ass. So yeah, no, I'm not paying for that. So and I'll never pay for people to like me.
Come on with it. Come on with
So
it.
I'll never pay somebody to be with me in a situation to make me look like something I'm not. I'll never pay to have fake followers, so that people will like me. I'll never pay a
Come on.
DJ. I'll never pay a DJ directly to play my music when he
Come on.
doesn't even when he don't even know if he likes it or not. So
Right.
yeah, I'll never. I won't pay for love. Won't pay for pussy. Won't pay for materialistic things. I hope that was a good answer.
That was the best answer ever. I loved it. I loved it. All right. Well, here we go then. All right. So my next question for you is, you are not just an artist. You're also, and we talked about the Verified podcast, you also show hostess. So I know what it's like to wear multiple hats and how it feels in different scenarios. And I also know my personal struggles, but I would like to ask you about yours. What is some of the struggles that you faced going from being just an artist to now being a host? Like, was it a hard transition? How do you feel being both? Like, what is the struggle between it? Like, the negative part of it, not just the positive part, because we know we do great. You know what I mean? We don't never really talk about the inside part, though. You know what I mean?
Okay, so it's difficult to a great question. It's difficult for me to answer that, which I will though, or at least I'll try. So the feelings that I get during the whole time of COVID also plays into the feeling that I get, in creating the podcast because literally March 15th, I was scheduled at Quad Studios to record my first session of the Verified podcast, like in person with somebody. But because the shutdown, we had to close that down. So I don't know if it was a struggle of not wanting to release music
Okay.
and trying to do something else.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying it's a hard question to answer, but also I am getting older. The little kids, rap about completely different things, and they don't respect real lyricism, for what it actually is. And
Correct.
I'm a very much lyrical rapper, and people know me as that. Like my name was Lyric Enforcer. I was with some of the baddest MCs on the planet, with Smooth the Hustler and Trigger the
Drop the
Gambler.
names.
Yeah,
Drop
there
the
you
names.
go.
We can
All
switch.
of them,
We
Ice
can
T,
switch.
DB Elias Christ, so um, so I don't know if it was the decision that I don't feel right with putting out, and I have a whole body of work. It's called actually GFYS, which stands for Go Fuck Yourself, which has 20 dope songs, all different genres of hip hop. Because I'm a very versatile type of artist. I don't like to,
Right.
you
Yes,
know,
you are.
yeah, I don't want to be that one like just drill rapper or party
Correct.
rapper. So it was a transition. Like, what the fuck do I do? I can't make money out in the clubs. I can't release music because we can't be out in the clubs performing it and promoting it. And I
Right.
can't, and now I can't make the money that I used to unless I hit the block, with 2 for $5, start selling crack around the way, and I'm not trying to catch COVID or get, caught and get thrown in the fucking slammer. So
Right.
yeah, not
Uh,
at my age. No way.
our
I'm still,
beautiful.
I'm still cute enough for them to fucking claim bragging rights. So nah, staying out of there.
Our,
So it was kind of like I was forced into the position, but it was the best thing that I ever did because I'm alone all the time.
right.
So now I get to talk to people. Now I get to
Get
utilize
to
these
show that. Right.
relationships, and you know that's what I'll do when spending my night. It's like, okay, I don't have to go out to the club, and try and find a girl to take home, which I never really did that because I never really was that guy. I really like to get to know them beforehand. I'm not bullshitting you either. It's always more comfortable when you know the
You
person
all
rather than,
sentimental in the face.
yeah, I'm just trying to be a good guy. 2021 changing me. Um, so I was like, let me utilize my relationships and let me try something different. I've been interviewed for 20 years. Let me
Let's sit in the seat.
let me grab the mic. Let me talk. Let me find a way that I could. Ready for this? Let me find a way that I could indirectly promote myself
Come
while
on.
while promoting them.
Come
Let
on.
me let me offer them the platform. I'll do the work. I'll do the due diligence. Let me shine the light. But really, I'm telling my story while learning yours.
I love it. I love it.
Boom.
That's I
Mic
think that's
drop.
I think that's what we all kind of do sometimes. I love the talking, the interacting. I do this naturally. I talk to people all the time. But to be on live, like it's a different vibe, different feel for me. And to do this interaction live is a different vibe, different feel for me. So there's a lot of stuff that come up in the midst of us just talking. You know what I mean? So I,
Of
I
course.
appreciate you. So
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
gonna go here.
it's like as long as you have like a blueprint to work off of, it's like the story. If you have somebody, that is not one of those, yeah, I did some things. I rap. I'm good. Like when you have somebody that you can feed off of that, like, has a personality,
It's
it
the
just goes
best thing ever.
so smooth. Like
It's
it's
the
great.
best thing
Like when I interviewed Wendy Day, who was the head of the Rap Coalition, like we literally talked for damn near 2 hours, and it was like it was over like the snap of the fingers. I was like, it was 2 hours already. Holy shit!
hold on,
And
pause, rewind everything you just said because your connection is going in and out.
how about now? Is it good?
It's
Is it
not.
bad?
It's not. Are you on Wi-Fi?
I am on Wi-Fi,
Can you turn the
so
Wi-Fi off? Maybe that might be better. It's going to freeze for
let
a
me.
second, but this is live, y'all. This is what happens when we live. You know what I'm saying? We got to get it together for y'all. We gonna make sure y'all get everything. We gonna take care of y'all.
How about
You
now?
know. I cannot see. All
Are we
right, I
better?
can see you now. It's a little better.
It's a
It's
little better.
kicking in. It's kicking in.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Now
And
rewind
so,
and say everything you said.
should I leave the Wi-Fi off?
Yeah, I would say leave it off if it's gonna have you choppy for a second. But yeah, you fine now. You look good.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, you fine too, girl. Shit. Thank you.
I'll be trying. I'll be
uh,
trying.
I was saying that I had interviewed Wendy Day. She's the lead of the head of the Rap Coalition and a hip hop icon for like 30 years. And the conversation went so smoothly. We were just feeding off of each other. It was 2 hours. We were done just like that. So it's great that you have a personality, because it's like I feel like we've been talking for 5 minutes, but it's been like damn near like 50. So
Yeah, it's about
so you
50. It's about
so you're
50.
good. You good.
Yes. Because I does this. I talk to myself. I talk to myself in the mirror, and I prepare myself like that. I talk to myself in the shower. I talk to myself when I'm with other people, and they think I'm talking to them, but I'm really talking to myself, and they don't know no better. I just, so
Listen,
I practice this every day.
I I always say that my best friends besides Jack and Daniels is me, myself, and I. We have a blast together.
Somebody
Sometimes
asked earlier. Somebody asked earlier, uh, 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 what was you drinking? What was you drinking
Jack
just now?
Jack Daniels. It's Jack Daniels and ginger ale. It's not all Jack, because I'm not fucking an alcoholic like that. But we got about 3/4 of ginger ale, and then another quarter of Jack Daniels. So it's probably about a shot and a half. So I'm not like here like boozing it up. Like, you're not gonna have to call Alcohol's
Right,
Anonymous on me or anything
right.
like that. Because it's not a problem. I can stop tomorrow. I swear.
All right, next question. So, right,
I'm here.
name a food that you absolutely love to eat but cannot cook or prepare.
Pizza. Unless it's like Elio's pizza, like, I mean, I can't like make a pie, like I can't like twirl a cheese or anything like that. I don't have a brick oven handy. I'm sure I could be taught. I mean, my friend Giorgio Giovi, who runs Brothers Pizza, is like a world famous pizza thrower, so he could teach me. But
Right.
that's the first thing that came to mind. It's like I cannot cook a pizza unless it's like stovetop or ready to eat. You know,
All right. Well, that's that. I mean, I can't cook a pizza either. But I had picked up the pizza sauce. They got like the pizza sauce from Ragu, and then you make it and you put it on white bread, and then you put like little monster. I'm just from the hood. I'm ghetto. Don't worry, y'all.
we do that with English muffins. So
Oh, fuck.
we make those little like
Mini pizza.
pizza, little pizza biscuit muffin sort of thing.
Yeah,
So, and they're
sure.
pretty good. My mom makes those, so that's
Yeah,
good.
that's what we
But
do. You know what I'm
but
saying? We
I've done it with white bread. Listen, I'm as ghetto as they come. Trust me.
Me too. I think that's why we get along. So
I love it.
so freestyling. If anybody on here that follows Jopaul, y'all know that he gets these random moments where he freestyles on his Instagram. So I have a two-part question for this. What inspires a random freestyle? What makes you just click?
I honestly don't know. And the freestyle, in the sense of, it doesn't come like right off the top of my head. Like, I write this down and I record it, and I make sure that it's dope. So it's like, but I write the verse. Right, these are not like verses that like I have for years. Like, I'll write it, I'll memorize it, I'll record it, I'll post it, and I'm doing that to entertain people, because you can't be a one-trick pony. You can't just like
Right.
post. Yeah, listen, you motherfuckers that post 100 selfies all day long, I'm not liking and I'm not commenting them. Stop DMing me your fucking selfie post, bro. That's it. Okay, unless it's a major sponsor, that's it. But
Wait, I take a
anything
lot of
anything
I,
can inspire me, really.
I
Like,
take a
when
lot of selfies though, Joe. Like,
I said the brothers. I did not say the sisters. I like your selfies. You can keep posting them all day long. Okay. And you don't send it to me for me to like comment. Like, people like send me their posts so I could, because they think that like when I like or comment their shit, it like makes them
that's
get.
weird. That's weirdo shit.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I love to show love and I do what I can. But if you only saw how many DMs I get every day, and I'm not saying that like, yo, I'm the coolest motherfucker in the world. Like, you know what I'm saying? My DMs are flooded. But now, like, I get flooded with bullshit all day long. So it's like, I'd rather they not, do that. And so if you're going to send me a post of your selfie, like, nah, I got to block you. So, but
That's
anything,
crazy.
but to answer your question, anything can inspire me. Like, I mean, if I hear a beat, like when I am in my car, I'm like, yo,
Right.
I want to kick a freestyle to that. Like, for some reason, like the Shalimar song "Make It a Night to Remember," I was just singing in my head because I like classic music, and I was like, wow, they left a lot of meat on the front of this song that I could
Right.
body right now. So I
Right.
was like,
Right. Most of the songs are like that though. So that was the second part of the question. The second part of the question is, what is an instrumental that you can absolutely listen to forever, like all the time, and never get
any
bored of this instrumental?
anything from DJ Premier.
Okay. Okay.
Anything from DJ Premier. Like he's probably one of the best producers I've ever heard in my life, and I'd be it would be fucking like a dream come true to one day be able to work with him. And I've interviewed artists that have worked with him, and it's
So
like,
why you
oh,
didn't reach out to interview him?
because he doesn't follow me back. He is a legend's legend, so he's not. I don't know if he knows who I am, and I don't like
Sound
to
like a
ask
groupie,
anybody for anything. Yeah,
right?
I don't
Because
want. Yeah, I don't want to be that guy. It's like
so this is what we going through, right? In 2021,
you're gonna start
by
making
I want to say like
excuses.
By August, let Rema keep doing what Rema do. I go meet the fella. I'm gonna pull him in.
There you
I
go,
got
and you'll co-host the whole interview with me.
No, I don't want no parts. This is all you. I just want to do it for you. I want to give you something. And
Uh,
anybody that's watching
you're the
that knows
greatest.
DJ Premier, let them know Jopaul said, come on down to the mic. He got the verified show. I need to be interviewed on this. So I'm putting that out there on my platform, the Indigo
In the
Latino Show.
universe.
I'm letting y'all know it will happen by this year. Because we ain't got nothing else better to do but connect with people. Connect with all
Listen,
the people you can. So
Rima the Great has spoken.
my next question to you is this, right?
Is this a silly
If you
question,
had,
or is this one of the silly questions, or this is a serious
it's
question?
a silly question.
Let's go.
Which one would you choose? The ability to fly or the ability to teleport?
Teleport. I
Teleport. Why?
mean, well, flying takes time. If you could just teleport there, it's like save yourself some time. Like
But wouldn't
think
you want to
about
see like the sights and stuff? Like
yeah,
if you fly, you can see the sights.
yeah, but that's my superpower. Like, I mean, I could still get on a plane and see that shit. I can't do anything to teleport. So it's like,
Okay.
I like if I'm flying, I want to get somewhere fast. I mean, I don't want to just sightsee, And if I'm like doing it like, if we put it in a romantic setting, it's like, why are we gonna fly me and you like flying like Superman and Lois Lane? It's like why are we gonna fly if we could teleport like to Tahiti, or one of the tropical islands, with like water, that's blue and you can see through. Like
Right.
why are we flying? It's cold up there too. So it's like that superpower doesn't protect. I mean, I know Superman had that like cape, but he was in thongs. Like he had to. That's how cold it is up there. That's
It's
cold.
cold. It's cold.
Yeah,
I know.
no. That'll
I
hurt
know.
my bulge game. I can't do that. No, no. So I'd rather
My next
teleport.
question.
Let's
I'm done
go.
with you. My next question is, out of the whole Wu-Tang clan,
Method Man.
right? Which one is your favorite?
Method Man.
And you can only pick one.
Method Man.
Mine too.
No,
And I asked somebody this recently. Mine too.
I
Mine
was
too.
hooked since '92 when and I told this story on my podcast recently that I discovered Wu Tang when I was in seventh grade. It was at a junior high school dance called Night of 100 Pizzas in I-75, and I was friends with like the one or two, black and Puerto Rican people that were there because I was Jewish, like in an Italian school. So I guess we were like kind of like the outcasts. But we always got along, because I was a dancer and I didn't see stereotypes. I didn't have my parents told us to embrace people, not to hate people. And in Staten
Right.
Island, there was a lot of times that you couldn't bring a black friend to their house, to any of my friends' houses, because their parents were racist pieces of shit. Let's just call it
Right.
how it is. But 92, my boy Jay was rapping this song that they were playing over the speakers, and it was METHOD, man.
Man.
And I was like, what is this? And as soon as I heard him say, when I heard him say Staten Island in the song, I was like, no way. So I was like, I was hooked. So Method Man, all day. Plus, I feel like he has some of the most iconic verses on some of my favorite songs. But every single one of them has a critical role to play, in the formation of Wu-Tang, almost like Transformers, like it's like
Right.
they all play a key part, and RZA forms the head. But Method Man's probably like my favorite because of his flow, his cadence, his bar delivery, and he's one of the guys that I've actually met a bunch of times.
I
So
was about to ask you that if you've ever met him. I've always wanted to meet him, but for different reasons. I tell you that. I tell you that. I would have
yeah,
showed him.
kind of like
I would have
probably
showed him what
probably
a
the same reasons that
waterfall.
Wendy Williams wanted to meet him back
Look,
in the day. We're
I
not
would
going to talk about that though.
I would have showed him what a waterfall looked like in Harlem.
Oh
Anyway,
shit,
so
she went there. Said she want to talk about that WAP before it was that WAP.
so
I ain't mad at you, girl. I ain't mad at you.
here's the next question. Name a song that you would play over and over again to torture someone.
To torture somebody. I know what song I would play to torture myself, but that's a whole nother deep bag of depression we're not going to go in right now. Um,
Yeah, name
I
a song that you would.
probably um that's a funny fucking question. What song would I play? Probably like probably one of those like obscure like 80s songs that just get like just
Where did it go
uh,
now, now, now?
there
Where
you go.
did it
There you
go?
go. Yeah, yeah. There we go. Probably one of those songs.
Like one
Or
of those.
no, or one of what's that? What's that? No, Umbop by the Hanson Boys. Umbop, dim dim, Umbop. That would drive. That would listen. Enough times they would drive people insane. Or that dude
Yay,
that from
yay.
yeah, that dude from Instagram. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably that guy. Any song that he sings, that would be the torturous one right there. V, tell me. I see my homegirl
Yo,
V in the chat. Tell me that
hey
was an
V.
awesome question. That was an awesome question.
All right. So we're gonna get to my favorite part. I've been waiting all night to ask you this one question.
Let's
Um,
go.
so Paul, Joe Paul, the Shake It video, fam. The Shake It video. Like for
Shake
those
it.
that have not watched it, I want y'all after this to go and watch Shake It by Jopaul. Shake It. I listened to the song. I love it. And that was something else I wanted to ask about, like being a cross artist as well, being in pop and hip hop. But in the video, there's a guy that has a banana bikini on, a banana bikini in the middle of Times Square
Charlie.
with over 200 people around him, and it's pink. It's not, and he's white skinned. He's light. It's not like if he's dark, you really can't tell. It's a hot pink on white skin in the nighttime in Times Square. How
And
did
he's not.
you have
And
that?
he's not white. Hey, he's Latino. He's not white, but he
The
does have light
skin was
skin.
white. He's light
Yeah,
skin.
and it was cold that day. Like I was freezing. So
I can
he
tell
don't.
by the size of
He
the
don't.
bikini. He was cold.
I don't even know what
He
you're
was
talking about.
cold. He was cold.
But let me
But
tell you
talk to
something.
me. How did that happen?
But
How were you able to get that going like that? How did you do it?
so, so I'm friends with a whole bunch of very, very talented, like Instagram, like skit and prank and comedian people and personalities. And so we get together, we do a bunch of skits, and shout out to, all my peoples out there. So El Charlie is the one who was in the banana hammock. His thing is, he don't care. He just walks up to people and he's just a funny motherfucker. And he's so fucking cool that you are like, oh, like, I mean, yeah, he's in a banana hammock and we know it's there for shock value, but
Right.
he's a cool motherfucker and he's a funny motherfucker. And he turns up when need be. So
It looked like
we
it.
were like, yeah, let's all get together and let's do a video, Times Square, on the stairs, because there's a part of the song that there's a real like intense buildup where you just want to go nuts. So we all had like confetti things and And I don't even want to talk about it because that footage got damaged by the videographer. But we salvaged it in a great way.
It looks
But
good. It looks great to me. It looked good to me.
it was so much more because just imagine like 15 of us on the stairs at Times Square, all with confetti up in the air, like going absolutely crazy. They had no idea what was going on because it was packed. And we were everyone was like, "What the fuck is going on?" I'm there in this fucking white leather jacket, looking like Pitbull. You know, they people are calling me, going, "Dale."
That's what
I'm not him, not
that's what
him.
they call
Trying,
you
I'm
though.
trying.
They call you that too, right? Like a lot of people
And
call you.
listen, when I interviewed DJ Latin Prince, who is like one of Pitbull's like official DJs, I was like, "Do I?" The first thing I said was, "Do I look anything like him?" He's like, "No." I was like, "Thank you." I was like, "There we go. He settled it." You know, so no one's ever allowed to call me, Pitbull or Vin Diesel. I'm Joe Paul, baby.
Well,
Like
Vin
I'm me.
Diesel,
Yeah.
I
Or I
can
mean, or if
see.
you do, like, cast me in one of his videos and let me make some money. Like,
Right, right,
you know.
right.
So so yeah, so shout out to El Charlie because he turned up when we needed to. So if anyone that follows me on Instagram, make sure you scroll through my page and you will find it eventually. It's like a purplish kind of New York City background. That's how you know you got the video.
It's so
That's
dope.
that's the only place you'll find it.
It's so dope. I'm gonna share it on my page today. It was so
The
dope.
the, the only other place you can find it is now with Rema the Great. There you go.
So, we're almost about the end, but I have one more question. Well, I have a few more questions for you, right?
And
My
listen, we
next
could do a
question
part two
is
if you want.
not
Anytime you want. Like that.
we
Like this is
talking.
cool as shit.
I love you. Thank you.
I love you too.
I know. Thank you. Um, what are you too old to do but still do anyway? Name something you're too old to do but still do anyway.
Rap.
Lies. That's a lie.
No,
You're not too old to rap. People think
no, I
that.
know that. I know that. I mean, if you ask the average like 17, 18 year old, their first thought would be like nah, he's too old. But then when they hear my
Right.
bars, they're like, oh, okay. But yeah, he's okay then. But what am I too old to do? Hmm, I'm too old to do any sort of showing off with like gymnastic moves or dance moves or
But do
or
you still
anything
do it?
in the privacy of my own home where it's like if I break my back, I'm the only person that sees it.
Do you
But
be flipping around in the house?
I dance for leisure, so it's like if I want to get into like that zone, I'll put in some like late '90s club music and I'll start ripping it up.
Oh
I'll do a
my
little
god.
dancing, make a little love, have fun tonight. I mean, listen,
All
I gotta
right.
entertain. I gotta entertain myself however the fuck I can these days. So, but I will not be doing any flips, anytime soon. But I still do
Okay.
some dance moves.
That's dope. Um, so my next question to you is the rebranding. You mentioned it earlier in the show, and I just wanted to like double back and get to that. I do also notice that everything say Joe Paul with a capital J and capital L. Is that a signature as well?
It kind of is because it's my first and last name, Joseph Lerner. So it's like my last name begins with L. My middle name is Paul. My first name is Joe. Put it all together. What's that spell? Joe Paul.
Oh my god. Well,
So my rebrand basically, I got discouraged with music. I was known as Lyric Enforcer for probably 15 years. When the digital era started with internet music, my music, Lyric Enforcer's music, was, I don't want to say the backbone of it, but it's like that's how I came up. And I was I had a real nice buzz, and I was in gangster rap, and I don't want to say famous because I never felt that fame. My bank account never felt famous, but people recognized me, and I was Lyric Enforcer for a lot of years, which was a venomous battle, not a battle rapper, but like a battle combative type of rapper that demonstrated my skills, with my pen. And I'll still put my lyrics against just about anyone's. And if you guys think I'm kidding, go to my page, go check it out.
yeah,
I'm
it's
just gonna
dope.
let it.
You're dope.
I'm gonna let it. Thank
Yes.
you. I'm gonna let it speak for itself. Um, And I went to work for the bank when I was done with music because I was like, all right, I'm 25 years old. I'm the number one unsigned artist on like MySpace or something like that. But I'm a unemployed. You know, I'm living in an apartment with two other guys sharing a 3-bedroom apartment. I mean, they were cool guys, but they weren't like my friends. We were renting rooms, and I was like,
Right.
what respectable girl is going to want to be with me if I'm living in this condition? So I got to change
Right.
my life a little bit. Went to work for the bank, and I was like, I need to create a living for myself. With the grace of God, I was able to get a very prestigious job working as a business relationship manager for JP Morgan. Did that for a whole bunch of years, but one day my childhood friend called me and was like, yo, come meet with me. I own a restaurant out in Jersey. So I was like, all right, let me go see if I could
Nice.
maybe help his business. So he's like, I pull up and he's in the car and he's bouncing his head. And I go sit in the car and it's one of my old CDs. And he's like, bro, you are way too nice to not do this shit anymore. He's like, I don't know nothing about the music business, but I know about business.
Right.
What do we need to do to make this happen? I want to
Wow.
be I want to be your manager.
Wow.
So from there, we were like, I was meeting a couple different people, and I'm going to try to give you the fast version because I know that we're running short on time. Um, I did a bunch of songs with a couple of real known producers that I did some work on, like Dipset and Jim Jones albums and stuff like that. And then this dude that was the music director for Flow Rider and used to work with Rodney Jerkins for Darkchild Entertainment, um, heard one of my songs and was like, "Yo, it's like, why are you doing?" Like he heard a dance song and he heard a hip hop song, and he was like, "Yo, that song was nice." He's like,
Right.
"You need to be in that lane. Like you got the complexion for the connection, if you know what I mean." And I
Right.
was like, "I do," you know. And I know that pop music makes a hell of a lot more money, than hip hop if it's done at the level that I think that we
Yes.
can do it.
Yes.
So how can we shed my gangster rap image from being in a rap group with Smooth the Hustler, Ice T, Trigger the Gambler, and DV Alias Christ to now being a clean cut pop artist, appealing to the masses. Still use my lyrics, but doing it in a more creative, dancey way to appeal to a white audience or a
Come on
broader
with it. We talking.
audience.
Right.
So
Right.
I'm just keeping it a buck for
Yes.
the people that are listening that have paid attention this far. That's what it is. And I agree with him. And he was like, so we formed a partnership, did a whole bunch of songs, made a whole bunch of videos. And in the process, it was like, before I can get started with that, I need to shed the lyric enforcer image because that was then. Jopaul
Right.
is now.
It's,
So from that point on, started with 0 followers, zero everything. New pages, like nobody knew who the fuck Jopaul was.
right. But I do, and I'm happy you on the indie rollout. And with that being said, I just want to say thank you. If you could let
Thank
everybody
you.
know, I know it's scrolling at the bottom where you can follow him, but I would like you to say where they can find you, what you got coming up next. You know what I mean?
Got you. Well, first, before I shout myself out, let me shout you out because you conducted such a marvelous interview. This was so easy. This was fun. I didn't even realize it was like an hour and 15 minutes. It literally like went by super quick. I would definitely like to help you in the future. If there's anything I could do, please let me know. I would love to lend my platform to a creator just like yourself, and I really respect what you do. Thank you for having me on your platform because this was great. So now that your shout out is done, I'm Jopaul, and check me out at the verifiedpodcast.com. Check me out at I'm Jopaul on Instagram. You could try to find me on Facebook and Twitter, but I'm not there. So that would be kind of weird. So
You got a YouTube channel too, right? Come
yes,
on now.
subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is youtube.com/I am Jopaul. Very, very easy. Okay. If you can't find it, that's pretty weird.
I found it. It was easy. It's really easy. I found you everywhere. I was able to find everything. And with that
Good.
being said, I am your hostess. I am Rema the Great. You can follow me on IG at I am Rema the Great. Soon become there will be a .com and a Facebook like page that will have all the names together because I need to be verified soon so I can sit and talk on the verified show and be verified. You know what I mean?
You verified
Outside
in
that,
real
make sure
life.
y'all follow. Huh?
I said you verified and verify in real life.
That's what I'm talking about.
There
So,
you go.
big shout out to our sponsors, Hood Media, .nyc. Big shout out to the Showcase Magazine, our other sponsor. Shout out to Vaughn James. Shout out to Mike Christie. And shout out to you, Jopaul. Shout out to everybody that tuned in this far. I love you. And I'm out. It's your girl, Rema the Great. Deuces.
Salute and love.